Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you come across this video. Thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, purchases off the wish list, and tipping the Clarista. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Okay, so this video is going to be our our 6-card spread, right? What's your energy, what's leaving, what's coming, something to look forward to, what's healing, what's imperative for you to know. Okay, but this week I did, with the archetype deck, I did a theme for the week as well. I did go ahead and pull it so that way I could reference the book and it wouldn't be so choppy, but I really like this theme. Okay, so the card that came out is the Self card. Okay, and I really like the analogy that they use. And the bottom of the deck is the Apocalypse. And this is kind of like a splitting of two worlds, right? It can be very uncomfortable. But the way that this Self card is coming through, what it says is when this card appears, it's a call to step back into witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? And that's what with this apocalypse, it's there's some sort of awareness that also some sort of truths, okay, clarity are coming through, okay, and these could be about like themes and things like that, how you show up, that maybe kind of pulls you into the cauldron or pulls you into the stew rather than allowing you to stand firm and 10 toes down and being the chef, right? Okay. So that's kind of the theme of this week. It makes sense because Pluto went retrograde yesterday, and I feel like that really ties into that kind of energy here, right? All right, so okay, so that's the theme of this week. Now, let's dive a little bit further here. All right, let's get our 6 cards. So, what is the collective energy for this week? What is the collective's energy for this week? Okay, we have community. All right. What's leaving the collective energy this week? What's leaving? We have imagine. Okay. What's coming towards the collective? What's coming towards the collective this week? What is coming towards the collective this week? Thank you. Time to go in reverse. Interesting. I don't usually take reverses, but we're going to keep that in mind that it came out in reverse. Okay. That's what's coming. Okay, interesting. Something to look forward to for the collective. Something to look forward to here. Breathe. Ooh, I like that. Okay. What's healing for the collective? A leg up. Interesting. Okay. And what's imperative for the collective to know? What's imperative for the collective to know? This one kind of flipped out. Unfinished symphony kind of flipped out. I actually saw that in the pre-shuffle. But let's see. What's imperative for the collective to know this week, please? We have why, and then we have blessed. Interesting. Okay. Treasure Island at the bottom of the deck. I like that. All right. So collective energy, your energy this week with this community coming out, it really feels like, that seems very self-explanatory, okay? Whether it's like it feels like family, it feels like, it's a mama giraffe and a baby giraffe, right? There's something, maybe you've got a lot going on this week. It feels like, honestly, it does feel busy. It feels like some of you, if you have children, you may be very busy with your children and maybe a busy schedule this week, or there is like something, maybe there's like some sort of event that somebody's planning. I'm picking up on that as well. I do feel like it feels like you may be around a lot more people than what you typically are, okay? But I also feel too like your energy is like there's something about like connecting with these people. Now, this is card number 8, which feels like infinity, right? Infinite. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Um but so there may be like some certain community or certain energies kind of circling back around here, okay? Maybe things from your past or something along those lines. But yeah, there's this is kind of your energy. It feels really good. It feels involved. It does not feel like secluded or like, I don't know why I wanted to say segregated. That's terrible. Or you know, like it feels like you're not necessarily in hermit mode, okay? Now, that giraffe is kind of still underneath that shelter there, so it's like, you know, maybe you're kind of peeking out of hermit mode a little bit here, okay? All right, we'll go deeper into that further in a bit. Okay, what's leaving? Imagine. Imagine. This is like, I feel like what's leaving is there could have been a lot of energy where you could have been spending maybe a lot of time in your head or like daydreaming or like there's just a lot of like there's also something, it almost feels like something that you were just imagining, I feel like is coming true. Okay? There's something, it's like something is and that's kind of the initial feeling that I got when I saw that Imagine card, was like something that you've been like dreaming up, something that you've been wishing for, something that you've been visualizing or manifesting or something like that. It's like no longer in your mind. Okay, I feel like this is something that's leaving, is like this, the, you know what I mean? It's so it's either showing up in the physical or there's something that it's like just gone, right? It's just gone because it's no longer serving you. Okay, so it could go either way here. Okay, with this, what's coming with this, a time to go in reverse here. Okay, coming out in reverse. This with what's coming. Again, this feels like something kind of circling back around. Okay, um, something's not over. Okay, and that energy of like what's coming is like whatever's not over is like kind of returning, or and this could also be, again, this could be something, it could be within you, right? We just walk into like Pluto retrograde, and so I feel like there are going to be some things coming up, right? And so, you know, there could be something that maybe you were like holding on to, you know, and like really imagining it or whatever, and it's like um, again, for some of you, this is like letting this go energetically, okay? But for others of you, this is like something that's like coming into fruition. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then with this, like, something to look forward to with this breathe, it's like, I feel like this breathe is like perfect at following this kind of energy, because it's like, yeah, something's not over. I just keep feeling that, right? And this breathe is giving that energy of like when it's in that something to look forward to, it's like, okay, there's some sort of like, you know, being able to relax, right? Again, it's like something that you have been imagining, right? It could be anything, right? Could be peace, it could just be a moment to breathe, right? It could be a vacation. This breathe could be vacation. It could be, you know, some sort of like stability. It could be like, you know, reaching a certain goal. There's so many things, but it's like with this breathe, with this something to look forward to, it feels like whatever this is, again, is either not leaving, something's coming into fruition, a mix of all of the above, right? You know, something like that here, okay? What's healing with this, a leg up? interesting. I kind of want to get the book out for that one so I can understand a little bit deeper with that. Um, as far as the direction in which the divine is going in with this, okay? Receiving help, delegating authority, and interdependence. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, you've come to a point where going at it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all areas of your life when you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and interdependence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. So this is like this being in the healing position. I love this, right? Because if there's any like hyper independence going on, which can come from complex trauma for sure. Okay. If there is like there's something with this healing, right? Accepting help, knowing that you're worthy of help. There's something coming through about that, right? Feeling like there's also something healing when it comes to like maybe feeling like you're being punished. Okay, it feels like when it comes to this, right? You may find yourself like in a physical manifestation, because there's something with this where it's like it's okay to need help sometimes. It doesn't make you any less valuable or any less dependable or any less important or things like that. But also there's something about trusting people with this vulnerability. I feel like too. And there's something about maybe your past where it's like, say, for instance, maybe in the past you weren't very reliable or you weren't, and then you got your shit together, and then maybe there's some things that are coming up, and it's like, oh man, am I going backwards or what's kind of happening here? And this is actually a situation that's creating, I feel like, to heal the way that like you perceive asking for help, the way that you perceive receiving help, right? The way that you perceive the other person on the other end, right? Because there's something coming through about maybe in the past there was like strings attached, or there was like judgment, or things like that here. So this is definitely healing this week with this leg up coming through. Okay, now what's imperative for you to know is we have this why and we have blessed. Very interesting. So it's imperative for you to know that you are blessed for sure. Okay, that's going to be imperative for you to just know here. But I kind of want to look up what this why is. Okay, because that seems significant. Okay, so 31. Motives, driving, intention, the power of knowing why. There's a great power in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. So that makes sense. So it's imperative for you to know your why. Why are you doing something? Okay, that probably, they're drawing me back over to this imagine, right? Why do you want this so badly? Ask yourself whatever this is, right? That is, I feel like, coming to life, right? That you are manifesting and things like that. It's imperative to know your why, okay? But it's also imperative for you to know that you are blessed, okay? Because especially with this leg up in the healing position, this is just a divine reminder, like, listen, this is just something that's healing here, okay? and that you are truly blessed. Okay? All right, let's keep going. All right, so we have the matrix here at the bottom of the deck because I did pre-shuffle these other decks. So yeah, this is you definitely breaking through some sort of code, some sort of programming, kind of unplugging from something here this week. Okay. All right, so tell me about this collective energy with this community. Let's get a little bit further on that. Tell me about the community for the collective energy, please. What's the collective energy? Dun, dun, dun. Biggie Smalls, again, I don't know why that's, there's, some of you may be really giving back, okay? There's something about, like giving back to some sort of community, okay? Something about maybe like a large donation. You could be receiving this or you could be giving this, okay? Yeah, there's also maybe a community that is like kind of I don't want to say like hypnotized by you, but you've got some sort of community's attention here, okay? All right. Um and I think it's because of the some sort of position that you're in. Okay. What's leaving with this Imagine card? What's leaving with this Imagine card, please, for the collective? We have Prince. Which this feels like it could actually also be an energy, someone as well that could have been with this Imagine card coming out. It could have been causing some sort of confusion, some sort of like clouded energy here. Okay. Um, yeah. There's also too this energy where with this what's leaving and this Imagine, I don't know. There's something. There's been some sort of belief that's been keeping something from coming to life, I think. Okay. And it could be like a religious belief, or it could be like, like a lack belief, especially going with this a leg up here. Okay. Um, Something again, it may even been as though something was real and something was going on, but it didn't feel that way, right? It felt almost like maybe like there was some sort of imposter syndrome, or like it just kind of it's almost like maybe there's like some sort of, but this energy is dissipating, it's going away, like something is again, I just can't help it. Something's becoming real, whether it's a feeling within you or something in the physical or both here. Also, what's leaving is like this energy of, I feel like I think it boils down to maybe like discontentment, right? And that could come down to the human mind of, kind of wanting more, or there's something about like, is there better, or is there, and this could be, it could show up in all different ways, right? Like career, or you know what I mean? But it's like this drive to, it's almost like something that keeps you from like creating something to its like full extent, because it's almost like you're constantly in your mind about how can this improve, how can I do better about this, how can, and so it because of that, because you're, it's not to say that, stop growing or anything like that, but there's like something where I feel like it's catching up, right? There's something that, there's been this constant like growth, or, and it's almost like, there's like kind of this momentum and the energy, and it's like there's something that's catching up with you here. Okay. All right. What's coming with the time to go in reverse for the collective, please? What's coming towards the collective with the time to go in reverse? Oh, shit. Ike and Tina. Yikes. Now, again, this could be energetic. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, there could be some nightmares coming up, okay, but this could also be some subconscious things, like I said here, okay, and it could be some sort of healing here. This I don't feel like is. I feel like in the physical this is over, but maybe there's something. This could also be a couple here, maybe coming towards you. We'll go further into that. Interesting. But if there could also be some healing, right? Something that's going on, right? And this belief over here. Say for instance, you were in a karmic relationship in the past, okay? And this person, if you asked them for help, they made you feel like absolute shit, right? But this was supposed to be your partner, okay? That's where this could tie in. All right, so there could be some things kind of coming up, right, energetically when it comes to this situation in order to heal this, okay? For others of you, this could be a karmic couple. We'll have to see about that. We'll go further into it. But yeah, it's either, if what's coming, it's either an energy that you're healing from, right? Or, yeah. Or this, I guess it could also be somebody from the, karmic energy. I don't know. We'll dive further into it. All right. Tell me about this breathe with something to look forward to for the collective. Something to look forward to for the collective with this breathe card, please. Okay, we have the Beatles. All right, that's it often gives me like the Magician card, right? Because that's that manifestation, right? 4 elements. We have success. We have global. Something could be significant about the United Kingdom. But yeah, this is something that's very unique to you. Okay, whatever this is. But yeah, this is you. I feel like with this breathe and this like the Beatles coming out, like this is you um feeling like you are the chef and not in the stew. Okay? That's this energy of like something to look forward to. Okay? All right. What's healing with the a leg up? What's healing with the a leg up for the collective, please? Tell me more about this. What's healing with the leg up, please, for the collective? All right, we have Lauryn Hill. Yeah, Killing Me Softly. Miseducation, refugee, X Factor. Yeah, soul, meaningful. Yeah, this is you. I'm telling you, there was maybe a situation in the past that made you feel some type of way, maybe even multiple, that made you feel some type of way when it came to needing help or asking for help, or you know what I mean? Like, um, and this, you know, whatever this connection was, I feel like it was definitely something that was draining you, for sure. This is also too kind of this Lauryn Hill energy is also giving me, you know, that hyper independence, a little bit of like, not to say that you are, I feel like it's more so about kind of remaining guarded, keeping things to yourself, not letting people know that you may like need help in some type of way or something like that, right? Um, you know, because there's something about, maybe there's, if that may show some sort of, you may subconsciously feel that may show some sort of weakness or something like that. But yeah, with the color purple here, I'm telling you, it's like this energy of like you had to grow up too quickly, right? You were expected to just, you know, do it all and know it all and all that stuff like at a very young age, right? And then there were other people that maybe like, you know, other relationships and stuff like that that really kind of beat that in. Yeah, we have Back to the Future. This week may feel like you are kind of going back in the past a wee bit, okay? So that you can go back and kind of change it. Change the way you perceived it, change the way, you know, all of that, so that you can come back into this like breathe energy here, okay? Okay, so tell me more. What's this, what's imperative for the collective to know with the Y and blessed, please? What's imperative for the collective to know? Yeah, we have Sade. Okay, we have soul. Right, this is like, it's like, this is like really like tapping into yourself here, right? And there's an energy of like doing what's right, right? Like, I don't, yeah, some of you look really good for your age, or just in general, you just look really good here. Okay, but there's also like this taboo energy, right? Like some of you, there could be like this battle in your mind, especially if you are in, you know, come from a religious background, but you are feeling guided down a spiritual path. There could be this like kind of battle going on or coming up here, where it's like, you know, maybe internally, right? You're questioning your own intentions, or you know what I mean? Like, what is your why, right? Like that type of energy here. There is an energy of, you know, confidence coming off of Sade here, okay? A lot of you have a lot of natural beauty, but there's also too kind of this like native indigenous energy as well coming off. So some of you might be, there is, what's imperative for you to know also is like, some of you may be diving into your history here, because it's like, why do I feel so drawn to, you know, certain paths, to certain things, to certain, you know what I mean? So there is an energy of that as well, of getting to know your heritage here, okay? Um, yeah, because there's something about that. You may learn something, there may be a path that opens up here, okay? Um, but there's also too this energy of like, I feel like, you know, the divine's coming through with some sort of clarity about, like maybe your position here, okay? There's also an energy too of this why shifting and changing with this also shifting and changing. Right? The why that you do something shifts and changes when you are 10 toes down in the position of being a chef rather than being in the stew. I feel like. Yeah. Yeah, we have ascending here for sure. Karmic masculine. There is some. This definitely ties into a karmic connection for sure. Maybe probably multiple, but you know. All right, so get some final messages here. Alright, so tell me about this Biggie Smalls with this community and on the collective energy, please. Collective energy, community with Biggie Smalls. Yeah, we have Earth Angel. Yeah, a lot of you are showing up as an Earth Angel. There's also too, okay, so they're giving me this energy of like, you know, sometimes when you find yourself in positions where it's like you need help or something like that, you're also giving somebody else the opportunity to be of service, to help. You know, I it feels good to help people. It feels good to be able to be in a position to be able to help people, right? It feels so there's something about like, you know, this earth angel energy here of like sometimes that's the test, right? You never know when you're entertaining an earth angel. And so you're showing up in this earth angel energy here. So there's something about that. Yeah, ascending. And we have faith. So that kind of ties into this why, right? It's imperative to know that sometimes you don't always end up in some sort of position because you're being tested or because you're being, you know, punished or whatever. It's maybe sometimes an opportunity for somebody else to step up. Maybe they've been looking for an opportunity to step up, or they've been, you know what I mean? Like there's something about that here also. Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. So, what's leaving with this, Imagine and this Prince here? What's leaving? Yeah, there's some sort of like, I feel like too, some sort of like false reality that was kind of being like imagined up in some type of way here, right? Something very, I don't know. And so this is also leaving here. Okay. We have Priestess. Okay, why is that leaving? Self-love here. This Priestess could okay, we have entity attachment with Sweetheart at the bottom of the deck here. This Priestess energy could definitely tie into like what I was talking about, like the programming, right? It could also be some sort of like expectation. Like I said, it's like with that Imagine, right? And the Prince coming out, which is Prince was very unique, right? Very original, and that's a big theme kind of going on here, is allowing yourself to be unique and authentic and original, and move past some sort of like old beliefs or old programming or old, you know, things like rules or expectations, right? And it's like what's leaving is that old paradigm. It's like that old, again, it's good to be disciplined and have self-control and you know, all of those things. I'm not telling you to step away from any of those things, but there is some sort of belief that kept you from, you know, or like an idea, an expectation of how you were supposed to be, especially, you know, in whatever this situation is, right, that you're trying to bring to life. So what's leaving is that belief. What's leaving is that expectation. What's coming in is this like self-love around that, right? And this acceptance and this love and knowing that like yeah. Okay. So especially with this entity attachment, with this, you know, there's some sort of, right, there could have been something attached to this belief. There could have been, you know, fear or something like that attached here that was maybe kind of looming, all right, on what's leaving. There could have also been a person, right, that had some sort of entity attached here. Yeah, and coming into that kind of like that false, you know, somebody could have been like kind of projecting like a false reality right here, but with the priestess and the self-love, you kind of saw through that, so that's also dissipating. Okay, some sort of illusion here. Okay, somebody could have been trying to create some sort of illusion. All right, but that illusion is leaving. Okay, what's coming with the time to go in reverse? And the Ike and Tina for the collective. What's coming for the collective, please? Okay, we have divinity. What's coming for the collective, please? So there's people or energies, or, you know, maybe even like evil eye or something like that, that are mad because of your divinity. Okay, these could be energies that are holding on to you for sure. Yeah, with the time to go in reverse, these are, you know, energies that don't want you to go. Okay, go where? I don't know. You know, probably leave energetically or whatever. But yeah, you know, you're showing up in this divine energy, and so what's coming are, you know, you may deal with some people that are mad a little bit here, okay, because they can't manipulate. You're protected from their manipulation. Yeah, this was blocked. They could have, you know, done some sort of ritual or something. You may have picked up on that. I don't know. You know, trying to get you to stay. Okay, this could involve a boss, something like that. You could be a boss. This could be like, say, a boss didn't want you to leave, right? But you know that there's, you know, some karmic things happening, some karmic, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the businesses ran from karmic energy and karmic intentions and things like that, right? There's something about that a boss could have been like really intervening or holding on to you, your energy or something like that here. So this person may come towards you. They may be showing up in some sort of animosity. You may just feel the energy here, because what's coming towards you is a very divine energy. Okay? You're showing up very divine. Yeah. All right. Something to look forward to with this breathe and the Beatles, please. I'm also picking up on a lot of traveling with that. Something to look forward to. The breathe and the Beatles, please, for the collective. The fuck? Okay, yeah. Yeah, all right, thank goodness. Yeah, this definitely has to do with connections for sure. You know what I mean? And loving yourself and trusting yourself and being vulnerable and things like that. But like at first, I was like, something to look forward to, and this abuse card came out. But it came out. All right. But then we have this destruction, okay, and moving on with this twin flame. Very interesting. So, this is you breaking free from destructive um, energy, from abusive energy, from, manipulative energy, right? Energy that tries to have some sort of weight, right? That drains you, things like that. All right. This is something to look forward to. You're breaking free from any like chains and, because maybe this energy, again, it's clearly chasing you, right? What's coming towards you is definitely some of this energy that's trying to, control your energy here. Yeah, entity attachment. So there's some sort of, and this entity shows up in multiple different, right, bodies, sweatsuits, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's something that really wants your energy. Your energy is like gold to whatever this is, and so it shows up in lots of different ways. And this entity does not necessarily want to let you go, but it's going to have to. Yeah, it's like a thief, right? All right. And then don't read into the twin flame too much, but I would say that this, if this is shown up in a lot of like romantic connections or even platonic connections, right? You're moving on to higher level connections, right? There's something about breaking free from these kind of relationships, these kind of connections, right? Especially with that community coming out, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Okay. All right. What's healing with this a leg up in Lauryn Hill for the collective? What's healing? We have bliss, karmic masculine, imprisonment. Like literally, like there was some sort of like binding or connection or yeah, look, we have confusion, illusion, karmic feminine energy. There was a karmic, this could be again multiple karmic energies or something like that, but it's like feeling imprisoned by this, or I don't know, makes me feel like there's definitely some sort of contract that's coming to an end. Okay, and then what's imperative for the collective to know? Obsession. Okay, it's imperative for you to know that somebody is obsessed with you. All right. It's also imperative for you to know why somebody's obsessed with you. Okay, there's something about discovering, because you may have been dealing with like whatever this entity or this energy is for a very long time. Okay, it's one that continues to try to just keep you imprisoned here. And it's imperative for you to know what it is about your energy, what it is about who you are, why, right? Like it's imperative for you to know the reason why. And so you may be getting a lot of clarity about that as well, all right? And this may be actually coming through other people, right? Communities, other earth angels, things like that here, okay? Just little messages, little synchronicities, little things, okay? But it's like, I don't know, they're kind of showing me somebody kind of like putting some pieces together, like some sort of like detective work, right? Like there's something that you, or there's like you're getting some sort of missing piece this week, that's going to help you understand, because some of you are like, yeah, I get it, like I'm gifted, I'm talented, I'm, kind, I'm loving, but why the fuck is this, particular energy constantly chasing me? Like, what is so, you're about to find out what the fuck is so special about you and what the fuck the obsession is, okay? Because, it's not to say that you're not like aware of your greatness, but it's like there's maybe something that you're not aware of about like who you are, where you come from, things like that, your abilities and things like, yeah, because there's like jealousy and envy here, from some sort of community. Okay. What's imperative for the collective to know on this blessed Y Sade and obsession? Yeah, it's crossed by the unbothered. You're not bothered by this here. Yeah. It's imperative for you to know that your intuition is correct. If you've been feeling like there's been any rituals or anything like that going on, yes. There may be some sort of love offer coming, but there may be, if you're feeling like there's a ritual attached to that, also yes. Okay. But it's maybe also imperative for you to know that there is a love offer that's coming here. Okay. Yeah, we have the veil with the manifestation. Exactly. There's something that's coming to life here. Yeah. Yeah, and somebody expected that some sort of like lustful energy or like flying monkey would bring an ending to that, right? And so somebody's been like kind of watching behind the scenes, but I feel like yeah. So again, it's like there's been something kind of going on, like it's almost like this energy, right, that has come through maybe multiple different people, is like trying to keep some sort of illusion going, right, when it comes to like keeping something from like either feeling real or becoming real, right? Because it is a part of who you are, but there are some sort of like little tiny restrictions or things like that that I feel like are also being worked through. But yeah, there's kind of a lot going on, and I feel like it's all very much intertwined, like together, right? Like all these different, like, weaves and things like that kind of, that's kind of caused a little bit of conflict here, right? Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, somebody really wanted you to abandon your faith, I feel like. But anyways, this is good energy. I feel like it may be uncomfortable at times, right? Throughout this week, like it may show up in an uncomfortable ways or things like that, but the end result is very, very good. Okay? Basically what's happening is like your some sort of illusion that's cast as being, made, is being shown to you, right? And you're being shown why it's there, and you're removing that veil, and something is coming to life, or there's something that's not over, that's, I don't know, but you're showing up in great energy, and be mindful of this obsessed energy for sure. Okay. All right, but you're safe. Everything's good. And I love you so much. If you need anything from me, that's in the description box below.